let's rank every JJS character based movesets. Honored one. Now this one I really don't like. It just feels like it's very repetitive, and that's kind of what's making it drony nowadays. But honestly, I think it could have been so much better. But also like Gojo, overall in the anime is such a basic dude. He's just doing regular things, honestly. And what's considered regular can be said in many different ways. But honestly, it's just too basic for me, which is why I'm placing this character at a C. Vessel. Now this one, I think I like this one a bit more. It's got some variation, it's decent, and it's sort of fun to play with. But also for some reason this one is also called Drony. Nothing to do with the moveset, well, actually it does. But that's why this one is on a B. Restless Gambler. Very easy to combo with, very fun to play in a sense. Also considered Roni. I am not gonna lie, people hate this character with their whole heart. It has very easy combos, some very decent variation that I actually learned recently. And yeah, it's overall just not too bad. This one's also on a B. 10 Shadows. Ooh, this one is my favorite because this is one of a kind. This character used to be very, very busted. Now that they've nerfed it a bit, it's a bit more, how can I say this, nuanced and balanced. But also a lot of people will hate me for this, but I think this one is really nice to play with. Obviously there's a lot of long-range moves, but they can be variated in different ways. And I love the fact that you can actually make combos on the air with these moves. That's why I placed this one on an A. Perfection. Okay, look, this is one of the characters that are actually like balanced. It's really nice to play with as well. It has some very good mix-ups, a lot of mix-ups actually, because you have so much variation on this as well. There's a lot of variation. This one has the most variation, I would say, out of all JJ's characters in the game. And the fact that you can actually eat transfigured humans and shoot them out later, that's very cool in my opinion. Also, it has other variants of Focus Strike, which is the third move, the move that can make a black flash. I think that's really cool as well because there's a lot of different combos in that sense, right? And almost every single move on there has something extra attached to it, which I really like. That's why this character deserves an A. Blood Manipulator has to be one of my favorite characters actually. I think this one is also like on a very balanced side, and the moveset is actually pretty decent as well. I think I love the fact that you can have those blood explosives and throw them around and make a good use of them, and that you can basically fling yourself up with them as well. I think that's really cool. There's a lot of variation with this one as well. Well, no, not as much as Perfection or the other characters mentioned. I think this one probably has one of the least variations, but it's still very good because of one thing, and it's the blood explosives. When you throw it on the ground with certain moves, it lets you fly up in the air, and that can actually save you a ton of times. And it can actually like, you can bait people with that, which is really nice. That's why this one is actually placed on an S, okay? Yes, it's placed on an S. Don't shame me for this. I actually love this character. Switcher. This has to be one of the most hated characters in the game as well. But this one, it does do some really good things. It has some good things. I think the special on this character definitely leads the whole character. When you use the special, which is Boogie Woogie, switching places with people, clapping, when you use it the right way, you can actually make some nasty combos with this. But the only reason it's not ranked an S right now is because I feel like it deserves so much more. It has so many different like functions it could have done. They could have done some more things to it, but obviously they have a limit. And honestly, I think they should have changed out the moves by now. Honestly, like they should remove Swift Kick. They should add something else, in my opinion. That's why this one is actually ranked at a B as well. Defense Attorney. Yo, they've changed this moveset like 5 times. This character is very fortunate that I'm not placing it at an F. I probably would if there were more reworks, but I'm starting to just hate the movesets for every single time. I personally hate to go up against this character because it's just the M1s throw me off so much. But either way, it's not about me, it's about these characters. I think this character actually deserves a D. Yes, it does. It deserves a D. Chris Partners. Now look, this character has 2 base movesets, and one of them being Yuta, from the anime, spoilers if you haven't watched, and the other one being Rika, which is his companion in this case, or his cursed spirit. I think Shikigami, is that what it's called? Yeah. The only reason I'm placing this at a low rank now is because I feel like this one could have been so much better. It's just unfortunate that Rika has to be a part of this. I feel like Yuta himself would have been a very good. I think the addition to with Rika kind of slows down things. I mean, people can still combo. When you waste your evasive, you're just cooked because they have the time to switch to Rika to, make the moves. I just personally don't like to play this character because this one, the two movesets is just kind of annoying to always have a hunch on. So I'll keep this a low one as well, which is D. Now, Puppet Master. Yo, this one has to be one of the greatest characters in the game. This character has gotten a rework, sadly. I think 2 times actually, yeah. But it's not like Defense Attorney where they actually like rework it to like a good amount of times, okay? This one was actually balanced from the start, in my opinion. I feel like it has some really good combos, and it was actually really easy to counter as well. I don't know why people wanted a rework on this, but it was decent. It was good, and even now, I think it's very good. I just don't use it anymore because I don't want to get used to a new moveset again. I'm just not like that anymore. So honestly, this one deserves a high rank because there's a lot of fun things to do with this character, and especially the new moves, they look good, and there's good combos with this, and it's actually a balanced character. So I appreciate this character, and that's why it's placed on an A. Head of Hay. Okay, I personally hate this character so much. I I despise this character. Okay, I've said it in my last video. I'll say it again. But there's something with this character's moveset. I think the moveset it's actually nice to play with. Okay, it's very comfortable to play with. Not to play against though. That's something else. But to play with, it's actually very comfortable and has a lot of like mix-ups. Although the special could be worked on, in my opinion, I feel like he could have done something else except for teleporting. Because when playing against this character, it's not fun. Since they just click their special like 3 times and they're gone from the face of the earth. That's why this character deserves an A, even though I hate it so much. Salaryman. This is my favorite character in the game, and this is the one I main right now. I saw someone call me an M1 demon in my comment section last video because I played this character. They'd be finding any excuse to, yeah, put a character down. Honestly, us JJS players are stupid. Yes, us, guys, us. Anyway, Salaryman, it's a lot of fun. I think the ratio thing makes everything more fun because it's like you're playing a mini game in order to hit your points, and that gives you sort of like a double duty. Not that it's much, but I feel like it's a good variation. It's something that we don't really see on other characters. If I'm not wrong now, I don't think we do. No, that's why I really love this character, and it's just overall really good. And also, do want to talk about the ultimate on this one because it needs some working, but it's not about the ultimates this time. This one is based on an S. Locust Guy. This is gonna be one of the 2 air combo characters we have in this video, and like honestly, I placed this one very low for a reason, and it's because like the only thing that actually helps with this character is wing throw, and that basically gives you like a 90% combo, which is crazy by the way. But I just don't feel like it's fun. You're in the air most of the time, and I don't like air combos. Like the whole game should be grounded, you get me? But obviously this was expected when the character came out, since it is pretty much like a bug. And we're getting another bug character soon, so gotta be ready for that. But either way, this one's placed at D. Star Rage. This is probably one of the coolest characters in the game. But there's one thing with this one. I just don't feel like all the moves match up like how it should. Like it definitely does some cool things, when you hold your special and fill that bar up, you can do some special moves and all that. But I just don't see it being fun. It has some pretty nasty combos, sort of like you guys should watch TikTok. It's some crazy things going on there. But what I'm trying to say is this character needs a rework, okay? I feel like it has so much more potential. And Loki, this one is considered very droning in a sense as well, but I'm not ranking that because of it. I'm ranking this one a C. Aspiring Mangaka. This has to be one of the most boring movesets in the game, and yes, I hold a grudge against this one. I really don't like to play against this one. The fact that you can counter how many ever times you want is crazy. I don't think my English matched up there. Something went wrong there. Anyways, the moveset is like, it's also sort of basic in my opinion. And it's also very repetitive, sort of like Gojo, but since this one just feels like a lot worse for some reason, it's placed at an F, in my opinion. It's just placed at an F. Lucky Coward. I haven't played with this character. I've never touched this character in my life. I've seen people play with it, but this character sort of deserves much more. Like, I feel like if it had more HP, this one would be goated. It would be amazing. But the thing here is, it's also like a very long-ranged one, sort of like Megami. is that the playstyle of this is like sort of passive. And I don't like passive behavior, like to play passive, unless I'm like very, very low, which will happen extremely fast with this character. I just don't like the way it's made. But I am indeed probably gonna make a video on this in the future because this is the only character I haven't made in this game. But this one is ranked at a B. Coach Armor. This is one of the newest additions to the game. I personally also hold a grudge against this one, but it's not about that. What I'm saying though is this character, it's also like an air combo thing. I just don't see him being as fun. I don't like air combos. Something with those. But the only reason that this one is ranked at an F and Locust Guy is ranked at a D is because Locust Guy actually has like some at least like 2 moves grounded, which is decent, and I'd like to ult on this one. There's a lot of things said about Crouch Armor. I think there's not a single move that's actually used for real on the ground unless you're just like abusing them with their combos. That's why this one just deserves an F. I don't really like this one. Disaster Flowers. Oh my days. When I say that this character is actually super fun, it's actually super fun. Okay, all of the moves they're very remote, and the fact that the dash is like a drag, like it gets a vine or not a vine, what's it called? A root from the floor or yeah, wherever you are, and it just like brings your opponent to you, and I think that's really cool. It's definitely something new, and I just really love it. And also like all the moves it has is very like it's just satisfying to see someone get hit by them. Like the effects are amazing on that character. That's why this one also deserves an S. And if you're gonna hate me in the comments for actually maining this character once in a lifetime, yeah, that's a you problem, I can't lie. And now we're down to the last one, True Cannon. This character, also one of the newest additions to the game. This character is interesting, okay? But the thing with this one is it also is like very repetitive. There's just too many of the same combos. There's no variation with this one. And I love the fact that you can actually make combos with the last 2 moves. Second helping where you go above, like in the air, and you slam them down. There's like a build-up effect to it, which is really cool, by the way. I just feel like this character deserves more. Like I saw him do so much more in the anime. I feel like there could have been better things, right? But yeah, this one is placed at a C. And that's my ranking for every single JJS character moveset in JJS. Now, please don't take any of this seriously, okay? People in my last video hated me so much for ranking some things. Yeah, it's my own preference, okay? There's some people out there that loves Naoya, okay? I really don't like to play against the Naoya, but I guess it's decent to play with. So please, like, if you feel like this is a personal attack to you, don't. It's not a personal attack, okay? I'm not trying to cause anything. Although it kind of seems like it since I'm doing YouTube. Whatever. If you take this personally, man, I don't know what to tell you. Like, get a life. I'm kidding. You already have one. You're breathing. You get the point. But hey, I'm gonna see you in the next one. Peace.